What is going on, guys? Judo Sloth here, and welcome to the top 5 Town Hall 10 3-star attacks. Starting out here with number 5, we have the Falcon attack strategy. This was so dominant not too long ago, but basically because of the introduction of siege machines, other strategies have pipped it to the post. They are now stronger. Which ones will they be? Make sure to let me know down in the comments what your favorite attack strategy is at Town Hall 10. Leave a like on this video if it's helpful, and as ever, subscribe for more Clash of Clans strategy videos. Let's talk you through the Falcon attack strategy before going on to the next set of attacks. Starting out here, we have the Queen. Typically, what you will do is use her with a Queen walk almost and merge in with the Valkyries. Notice how we're just trickling Valkyries in at the top here where we failed to make that funnel. There is still a chance that the Queen could walk up to the north, so just sneaking them Valkyries in takes out them buildings, ensures that she comes down. Now basically you can see this base is brilliant for Falcon because we can set the funnel easily on one side, the air defense are right out of the way of the Queen initially, we can set that funnel with her and the walk on the other side, and then look at the value that the Valkyries get in the middle here. Once they get into this kind of quad compartment section, they have all of the air defense, the CC will already be down, the Queen, Inferno towers, everything just gets fried by the Valkyries and them bowlers, and before you know it, the heavy hitting defenses are down and the Valkyries can really just clean up on the ones at the back end. Basically, with this strategy, you don't need wall breakers, you don't need jumps, the siege machine just adds to the effect, guys. It can help you through them initial walls, whereas previously, you would just rage the Valkyries through. You can actually hold off on that rage a little bit, use it further into the base, but typically you will take them heal spells as well. You're going to have a combination of Valkyries and bowlers. The single Infernos aren't going to take them down too quickly, but the Valkyries and the bowlers for that matter can take a lot of damage, so the heal spells can be very, very valuable in the middle. Like we said, when you get down to the end of the raid, most of the time you have the Queen left up because she tends to lag back having that range. The Valkyries run ahead and tend to take more of the blunt of the defenses. You often have that Queen ability and they need to then run around the back end of the base to get the defenses. You can supplement that with a few Hog Riders, but if you are just going all guns blazing, then that is basically what will happen. Moving on to attack strategy number 4, we have the mass miners. I have been seeing a lot more miners recently, guys. They did get that buff following the Town Hall 12 update where they basically were a lot quicker. Again, looking at this base, fortunately we can take out a giant bomb on the edge, which is always nice. The mass miners, you basically want to create a funnel either side of the base so you can get your miners into the middle. Look at the base in terms of all of the defenses are right there in the middle of the base, and there's not a lot to slow them down. Yes, we have a couple of gold storages initially which are high HP buildings. That's primarily why we target that area, but then other than that, it's all defenses on the inside. The high HP storages, the town hall, etc., they are all on the outside of the base, so the miners can basically concentrate on the defenses, and when they can do that, they're not taking damage from the defenses whilst hitting useless buildings. They can get through the base relatively easily. Obviously, heal spells can be used on them miners to the best effectiveness, and as an added bonus, there's only a Lava Hound in the CC. If it is a Lava Hound, don't send your Queen in there. She's obviously just walking around the side on this one, again, creating that funnel for the miners, but it does nothing. It does absolutely nothing to the miners, so this base was perfect for them. All of them HP buildings, the high HP ones were on the outside, the miners could concentrate on the defenses, no CC which is going to do them any damage, and such an easy base to create that funnel. Really just king on one side, queen on the other. Job is done. Miners can press forward, and that is attack strategy number 4 for you. what are going to be the top 3. Again, this is my opinion. Let me know down in the comments what you think of the attacks at Town Hall 10 right now. It's basically the siege machines mixing things up. But at number 3, we have the BoWitch attack strategy. Again, you've seen this on my channel so many times. There's a bunch of different ways of doing it. We're going to cover probably the most traditional way, but again, you have seen TT from Elite Gaming, who does bring a queen walk around the side of the base a lot of the time. Works incredibly well. But for your BoWitch, you can wreck a lot of bases. Now, watch what we do on this one and take note of the Hog Wrecker. That's what makes the BoWitch so much more viable now. But also, think about the line, the actual line of the Hog Wrecker. It does a crazy amount of damage. Watch how quickly it takes down the single Inferno. Wow. I am speechless. If you can get the angle of the Hog Wrecker correct, directly onto that single Inferno, it will go down so quickly. The freeze spells, again, they are only 1 spell slot, so it's quite easy to use them. You don't have the Grand Warden at Town Hall 10, obviously, so that freeze spell will be your best friend. As with the BoWitch, it's always been the case. Make sure you can jump all of the way through the base. The Hog Wrecker is fantastic because it gives you pretty much half of the way through the base if you can protect it. Then you only need 1 jump spell, really. The rest can then be on spells, whereas previously you would have to commit more in terms of jump spells. You actually only tend to need the 1, if that. And you can then maximize on, like we said, the free spells. Poison spell for your CC. Rage and heal, obviously. Again, just look coming down to the end. The witches, as they get to this stage, they continue to spawn the skeletons and the defenses just cannot keep up. Again, the queen is well protected in there. She tends to stand a little bit further back, having that range. So, boom. Base is down. Let's move on to the next one. We're getting there, guys. What do you think for the best strategy? But coming in at number 2, this is a close one. I'm actually going to go with the Lavaloon. Now, I have to say, guys, these top 2 are incredibly difficult to choose from. Lavaloon, in the hands of a skilled attacker, could arguably be number 1. However, the number 1 strategy tends to be more viable for a lot of players, more viable to a variety of bases, so wait and see what it is. I really like how the golem is used on this Lavaloon attack, basically to protect the baby dragons as they create that funnel. For the Lavaloon, you want to take down, if you can, the enemy queen, the enemy CC, and carve a section of the base out for your Lavaloon. You can always get air defense if possible, but actually it's not a primary target, and a lot of this is dependent on the base. It always is. You don't always have to take the queen. You can use the queen pop strategy. You can use a rage on top of the skeleton spell. But if you can, get that queen down, get the CC down. You can see a single Inferno goes down here alongside a wizard tower. They are all defenses which are going to be horrible for Lavaloon, so they're obviously going to be good to get down. Now look at the pathing. That entire western side of the base is gone. We know balloons being defense targeting troops will just move swiftly up the base. But check out this area. This needs to come down, otherwise all of the balloons, as they get up to that air defense and expo, will migrate across to that side. That basically is not very efficient. That is why the battle blimp comes in from that side. Arguably could have been slightly quicker, but we get the job done. They migrate to that mortar and then come back across as one big group. And this is where, when your balloons clump up, you then use your main spells. So you want to bring the balloons in surgically initially with the haste spells to help get them on top of that defense whilst the lava hounds are tanking. Then, as you can see, once they clump up, that's when your rage and your heals come in. As we got to the back end there, the wizard towers really do a lot of damage onto the balloons, and you can expect the red air mines to be there as well to really just have that added damage onto the balloons. So make sure you've either got a haste, a freeze, or ideally a heal spell for it, as we did in this one. And the rage spells can be used when you're coming onto them areas of really thick defenses. If you do hit an area of the base like that, remember you don't have that Grand Warden's ability, so you're going to have to use the spells wisely. But such a nice attack. Let's move on to the number 1 strategy right now in Clash of Clans at Town Hall 10, and it is the Hog Riders, or which I like to call it, the Hog Wrecker attack strategy. It is using that siege machine, the Wall Wrecker, to carve a section of the base, take out a few key objectives which we're going to discuss, and then use the Hog Riders to circle around the outside. Again, I really like the use of the Golem just to help with that funnel, but also to take down some of the defenses and ultimately protect the Wall Wrecker. I've said it in many videos, your Wall Wrecker is going to go straight. It's not going to need a funnel, but your troops behind it will need that funnel. Once it's created and they come in, you can see again, look at some of the targets we're going for. The enemy CC is a must. That will fry Hog Riders, as will the enemy Queen. The enemy King, if you can get him as well, he does a decent amount of damage onto them Hog Riders. And as you can see, right in the middle of the base, we have a multi-targeting Inferno. That will be a nightmare for Hog Riders, so trying to get that down will also be key. You then need to think about your cleanup as well, guys. So if you can, once you've got them objectives, and again, you've created a path within the base, you can see how we've only got defenses on the perimeter. The Hog Riders will go around that. Try and protect your heroes. The Queen was taking a lot of damage. She would go down to this single Inferno, so the Hog Riders come in from that area. Quickly need a heal spell because the defender played for that. The Giant Bomb was there right next to the Wizard Tower, but the heal spells are in. The Queen is now well protected, and she's the best cleanup troop. You can use wizards, goblins, minions, as you can see in this one, but the Queen is a beast, and try and, protect the Hog Riders through. If you can do the raid effectively enough, the Hog Riders will be enough of themselves to do the cleanup. But at this stage, notice how the other troops are already coming in. The defenses are already gone in that area. Just take half a second to quickly sprinkle your cleanup troops in. It will help you out, guys. And again, same principle as the Lavaloon. Getting onto the end there with that Wizard Tower. Heal spell went in. Look at how many Hog Riders are left over. That is the power of the Hog Wrecker attack strategy. Let me know down in the comments which attack strategy at Town Hall 10 you think is your favorite. Again, let me know if you enjoyed this video. Look at how many Hog Riders are left over. Do you agree with me? Hog Riders currently number 1 at Town Hall 10 for the 3 stars after that Town Hall 12 update. That is going to wrap it up for this one, guys. I've been your host, Judo Sloth, and until next time, peace out.